Liverpool could move for perfect free Marc Guehi alternative after contract offer rejected. Liverpool nearly signed Marc Guehi during the summer transfer window, and the Reds could turn their attention elsewhere in 2026, despite Guehi's Crystal Palace contract winding down. Liverpool nearly signed Marc Guehi during the summer transfer window. Liverpool is said to be lurking and could make a move to sign Dayot Upamecano as a free agent at the end of the season. Upamecano joined Bayern from RB Leipzig in 2021 and is now into the final year of his deal in Bavaria. Bayern is keen to keep hold of Upamecano, with a new long-term contract on the table for the France international, but Upamecano is not happy with the terms of it. Reports in Germany say that Upamecano's camp has set the player's demands out, and now it is down to Bayern to decide whether to meet those demands. If Bayern refuses to do that, Liverpool could be waiting in the wings to land the 26-year-old on a free transfer. Liverpool currently has 4 senior centre-backs in Virgil van Dijk, Ibrahima Konate, Joe Gomez and Giovanni Leone, but there is some long-term uncertainty for the Reds in that position. Van Dijk is 34, Konate is out of contract at the end of the season, Gomez nearly left on deadline day, and Leone is currently recovering from a serious knee injury. Liverpool was close to signing Marc Guehi in the summer, and he will also be a free agent at the end of the season, so it will be interesting to see if the Reds favor going back in for Guehi or turn their attention to Upamecano next year. Liverpool struck a deal for Guehi on deadline day only for Crystal Palace to pull the plug on it at the 11th hour. Palace chairman Steve Parish explained that decision as he told TalkSport, "It's a difficult decision. It's as simple as that these things are never black and white. Dayot Upamecano is set to become a free agent next year. I decided in the end that, based on the advice that I got and with what I think, that we would have a better season if we kept Marc. We don't guess about these things. If you look at it rationally, if you look at what is worth the place in the Premier League, the fact that we're in the Conference League for the first time in our history, this is a fairly unusual set of circumstances in which to keep a player. If we were fighting between the difference of 10th and 14th, if that was going to be the difference between keeping Marc and letting Marc go, then probably we would have said, right, we should take the money." Guehi has since been linked with the likes of Barcelona and spoke on his future while on international duty last week. When questioned about the significance of sorting out his personal future, Guehi responded, "For me, it doesn't matter," adding, "As long as I'm playing well for Palace, there is an opportunity for me to be here." Crystal Palace chairman explains why Marc Guehi transfer to Liverpool was scrapped. Crystal Palace captain Marc Guehi was on the verge of joining Liverpool on transfer deadline day before the move collapsed at the 11th hour. Marc Guehi's move to Liverpool collapsed on transfer deadline day. Crystal Palace chairman Steve Parish has revealed the club's historic European campaign was behind the decision to block Marc Guehi's proposed transfer to Liverpool on deadline day. The Reds had reached an agreement worth $47 million with Palace for the England international defender. Guehi was granted permission to complete his medical in London on September 1st. But the Eagles' efforts to bring in a replacement collapsed when Brighton's Igor Julio opted for a loan switch to West Ham instead of Selhurst Park. Reports at the time suggested manager Oliver Glasner, keen to retain his captain, had threatened to resign if the defender departed South London. The Anfield switch was subsequently scrapped, with Liverpool now anticipated to make a fresh approach next summer when the 25-year-old will be available on a free transfer. Parish has now confirmed the FA Cup winner's debut European venture was the decisive factor in retaining Guehi, who can negotiate a pre-contract agreement with overseas clubs from January 1st. "It's a difficult decision," Parish told TalkSport. "It's as simple as that these things are never black and white. I decided in the end that, based on the advice that I got and with what I think, that we would have a better season if we kept Marc. We don't guess about these things. If you look at it rationally, if you look at what is worth the place in the Premier League, the fact that we're in the Conference League for the first time in our history, this is a fairly unusual set of circumstances in which to keep a player. If we were fighting between the difference of 10th and 14th, if that was going to be the difference between keeping Marc and letting Marc go, then probably we would have said, right, we should take the money." Guehi has since been linked with the likes of Barcelona and spoke on his future while on international duty last week. When questioned about the significance of sorting out his personal future, Guehi responded, "For me, it doesn't matter," adding, "As long as I'm playing well for Palace, there is an opportunity for me to be here. Whether it's sorted or not, it doesn't matter for me. Personally, I don't know if I can think that far ahead. I like to just take it step by step, and that is just focusing on the games that I have at Palace and any upcoming opportunities one have here." Top 10 highest paid Liverpool players. Liverpool's wage bill is packed with global stars and rising talents, reflecting the club's ambition under Fenway Sports Group in the last several years. Along the way to winning the Premier League, FSG negotiated new deals for Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk, which drastically increased the club's wage bill. Of course, Liverpool bid farewell to Trent Alexander-Arnold after the Scouser opted to move to Real Madrid for free, so his massive wages were removed from the club's expenses. That said, signing Florian Wirtz, Hugo Ekitike, and, of course, Alexander Isak added even more to the weekly expenditure. From Salah's record-breaking deal to big-money contracts for new arrivals, here are the top 10 highest-paid players at Anfield in 2025-26. 10. Ryan Gravenberch, £7,800,000 per year. Dutch midfielder Ryan Gravenberch earns £150,000 per week. At just 23 years old, his contract was signed in 2023 and runs until 2028, putting him on the same financial tier as Mac Allister and Chiesa. Gravenberch's athleticism and technical ability make him a central piece in Liverpool's long-term midfield evolution, with a contract worth £23 million in gross terms. 9. Federico Chiesa, £7,800,000 per year. Italy international Federico Chiesa matches Gravenberch and Alexis Mac Allister's salary with £150,000 per week. Signed in 2024, Chiesa's contract runs until 2028, and his versatility across the forward line makes him a key part of Liverpool's attacking depth. With a gross contract value of around £23 million, his salary is a reflection of both his pedigree and his ability to deliver in big matches. 8. Alexis Mac Allister, £7,800,000 per year. World Cup winner Alexis Mac Allister earns £150,000 per week, with his deal set to run until 2028. The Argentine midfielder has become a pivotal figure in Arne Slot's midfield, combining technical quality with tactical intelligence. Signed in 2023, his contract value totals over £23 million, a figure that underlines his importance to Liverpool's rebuild in the post-Jurgen Klopp era. 7. Andy Robertson, £8,320,000 per year. Liverpool's vice-captain and long-serving left-back Andy Robertson earns £160,000 per week, making him one of the highest-paid defenders in the squad. At 31 years old, Robertson's contract runs until 2026, meaning he has one more season before the club must make a big decision on his future. His relentless energy, leadership, and consistency justify his wage bill, and he remains a vital figure both on and off the pitch. 6. Hugo Ekitike, £10,400,000 per year. The French forward, signed from Eintracht Frankfurt, is one of Liverpool's rising stars. At just 23 years old, Ekitike is tied down on a long-term deal until June 2031 with wages of £200,000 per week. His inclusion in the top 10 highlights how Liverpool are willing to invest heavily in young attacking talent with long-term potential. His total gross contract value is projected at over £62 million, showing the scale of faith the club has in him. 5. Florian Wirtz, £10,400,000 per year. Germany international Florian Wirtz is another young star who earns £200,000 per week. Signed in July 2025, his deal runs until June 2030, giving Liverpool a long window to build around his creativity. Wirtz is seen as a generational attacking midfielder, and his salary reflects both his current ability and his long-term potential. With a gross remaining contract value of £52 million, he is one of the most expensive midfielders Liverpool have ever committed to. 4. Cody Gakpo, £13 million per year. Cody Gakpo, the Dutch forward, earns an estimated £250,000 per week, putting him 10th on Liverpool's list of top earners. Since arriving from PSV, Gakpo has become a versatile option across the front line, capable of playing as a winger, central striker, or attacking midfielder. His contract runs until June 2026, making the coming seasons crucial as Liverpool decide whether to extend or cash in on him. With a gross salary of £13 million per year, he is comfortably among the top earners at Anfield. 3. Alexander Isak, £14,560,000 per year. Liverpool broke the bank to sign Swedish striker Alexander Isak in 2025, and his salary reflects his marquee status. He earns a massive £280,000 per week, placing him among the very top earners at the club. Isak's contract runs until 2031, with a staggering gross contract value of £87 million, the single largest financial commitment Liverpool currently have to a player. His wages underline the club's ambition to add world-class firepower to their attack. 2. Virgil van Dijk, £18,200,000 per year. Captain Virgil van Dijk remains the defensive cornerstone of Liverpool and is rewarded accordingly. He earns £350,000 per week, making him the second highest paid player at the club. At 34 years old, Van Dijk's contract runs until 2027, giving him 2 more seasons as the leader of the squad. With a gross contract value of over £36 million, Liverpool have invested heavily in their skipper, who continues to set the standard in both performance and leadership. 1. Mohamed Salah, £20,800,000 per year. Unsurprisingly, Mohamed Salah tops Liverpool's wage list. The Egyptian king earns a colossal £400,000 per week, cementing his status as the club's highest-paid player. His contract, signed in 2025, runs until 2027, worth an overall £41 million gross. At 33 years old, Salah remains Liverpool's most marketable and influential star, and his salary reflects both his legendary contributions and his continued value to the team. Liverpool's wage bill reflects a mix of established world-class stars like Salah and Van Dijk, alongside younger talents such as Isak, Wirtz, and Ekatike, who represent the club's future. The club's top 10 earners highlight the balance between rewarding experience and investing in the next generation of Anfield superstars.